It's amazing when you feel your purpose. So often I find people are really trying to get to this root where it feels like you're peeling back these layers to get to this pure, bright essence of yourself that is no longer clouded by all of the gunk. And for many of us, that is our pure self covered by these layers of the subconscious programming. And that's the things people have said to us. It's the rationales that we've made based on experiences. And it really is this jaded lens that really controls our perception, right? Where five different people can see the same thing happen, but we will take bits and pieces, and certain things will resonate with us differently. And part of that is really truly our experiences are shaping our perception. But to peel back those layers and get to our pure self, where we release our attachment to thoughts and concepts and how the world works and all of these things, we get to our pure self. And for some people, sometimes that can seem scary, where we're releasing our identity to get to a pure self that we might feel like we no longer know. But to get back to that pure self really truly is your essence. It is with you always. It is there and you do know it, but often we are avoiding it. Things like yoga, meditation, breath work, doing activities and exercises can help us peel back the layers. But often people avoid those because we'll label them as mushy mushy, we'll label them as too woo, and we'll feel this resistance. And I've experienced this myself where I'm like, ooh, I really want to watch that documentary, or I really want to read that book, or do these things. And my higher self, my best self, my wiser self will be like, yes, we need to do that. But it's like there's this inner child, inner toddler that is going, but I don't want to do that right now. That doesn't sound very fun. And we'll have these avoidances that are happening. For many of us, right, it's the new year, so we're focused on our body, our weight, our health, and we have these things that we know we need to do, but for some reason we can't seem to find ourselves doing them. And we need to get back to our purpose, our pure self, by releasing those layers. And sometimes that involves doing the deep work where we're crying a little bit or we're feeling messy. And unpacking that can be a little bit of a messy process. So I'm not going to sugarcoat that. And often I tell people, like, when they lay on my mat for hypnotherapy, I have tons of boxes of tissues, and I'm like, allow yourself to ugly cry and get it all out. It's totally welcome. And I say this because as we get to our pure self, as we get to our purpose, I want you to know that you have desires. And there's a difference between a desire and a craving. A desire is something that you've had despite the phases of life that you've gone through, right? Like, I've always had this desire to write and research and document and want to be an author and be a speaker. And that has not changed throughout my phases of life. My cravings, as far as the modalities, the tools that I'm specifying, maybe it's like the hobby that I'm in at the moment, those I like to list more as cravings. And I really ask you to get back to the root of your desires. The word desire is of sire or of higher, and some people will define it of God, and meaning that it's something bigger. So getting to the root that desires are not bad. That often we confuse this this cravings with desires. And so, as I love looking at the attachment to words in what's the real meaning of the word and how can we redefine or get back to the root of the word versus what society has taught us about this word. Cravings, for example, as we have cravings, right? If you're craving chocolate or ice cream or whatever it might be, trying not to make you think about those, but often those cravings, there's a root to why you're craving them. And the more we crave sugar, normally there's more of a nutrition deficiency. And if we're having these cravings for these external things like more shopping and more buying and, more trying to find things to fix us, there's normally because there's a nutritional deficiency for our heart, soul, pure self. So to get back to our purpose. And it's so amazing when we feel of purpose. Normally we feel fueled, we feel fire, we feel lit up, we take action and it doesn't feel like work. So as we get back to our purpose, and so often we try to figure out our purpose with our brain when our desires and the things that light us up, when we feel that lighting up feeling, it's in our gut, it's in our heart. So as we tune into a meditation today, I really want you to tune into your heart and not overthink it. Now, different people experience this different ways based on if you're a visual person or if you're a feeling person. Now, for us visual people, it's hard to imagine that someone can't visualize. But there are people who do not have that innate third eye ability. we'll quote it that way. And so if that's you, you might see colors. You might just experience the feelings and the emotions and know that that's okay. So that as I walk through the visualizations, that you're going to tune into the feelings associated with those and to not block yourself by thinking I'm doing it wrong. Okay. So when we do meditation, especially the way I teach, we will do a grounding portion. We will deepen to settle into our body to begin to embody. And then we'll explore the meditation itself. So I say that to give yourself some space and time to release, relax, let go of all the external stuff so that you can fully come into this present moment to really do that quantum work. All right, let's begin. So feel free to sit in a chair with your feet on the floor, to sit back and lean against something if you'd like, or you can lay down. Either way is fine. And you can close your eyes or you can look down at the floor. And we're going to start with 3 deep breaths. So just a big deep breath in and out. Just deep breaths, just settling in. And then we'll begin to adjust and shift your posture. So that might be bringing your shoulders back and bringing them over the hips. You might lean your head back a little bit, which for some of us, if we're used to being down in our phone or in a screen, this might feel a little awkward, but just allow yourself to find that posture. Opening up the heart space in the front might include tightening the heart space in the back. And as you tune into that posture, most of us will lose that connection with breath. So come back to breath again, and then shift to posture, and then come back to breath. And we start to merge those 2 awarenesses of feeling the posture and feeling the breath. And as you tune into your breath, see if you can feel your breath swell. That might be in your chest, it might be in your belly. But just tune into the sensation of your breath expanding, so this rise and this fall. Tuning into your breath. See if you can tune into the sensations of your body expanding and contracting. As you continue to tune into that expansion and contraction, tune into your heart space. Into your heart space. And as you feel into that heart space, imagine you are at the beginning of a path that leads into a forest. You're at the beginning of a path that leads into a forest. So we're still feeling the breath in the heart space. As we now start to feel almost this projection screen in front of our forehead, seeing ourselves standing at a path at the start of a forest. And as you begin to travel along that path, this outside world noise begins to lessen. As you travel into this path and you feel the essence of the trees, you smell the trees, you feel the different textures around you. Maybe it's the sunlight coming in through the canopy, creating that speckle on the ground. Tune into the sense of hearing. It almost sounds like an ocean as the wave of the tree branches move with the breeze. Feeling and tuning into all of your senses, the sound, the sight, the smell, the touch, the feeling of the breeze on your skin. That sixth sense of just feeling the space shift for you, as it just has a different vibe once you're in the forest. Continue to travel down that path, becoming more still with each step, becoming more centered, becoming more and more connected to your pure essence as you shed away the layers of the daily life, coming into being with you, just you, where you feel safe, where you feel allowed to fully be yourself. And as you enter the center of the forest, there's this beautiful clear pond. Allow yourself to walk towards the pond and prepare yourself to enter this pond. It's fairly shallow, only up to your waist. And as you get in, allow yourself to float. And if you are one that struggles with floating, know that the salt content is high and you will be able to float with ease. Allow yourself to float. Your body completely at ease and just feeling your breath, the in, the out. While you're floating and breathing, releasing any layers, releasing any expectations, releasing any shoulds, shouldn'ts, can'ts, won'ts, and allowing yourself to feel truly free. As you shed these layers, ask yourself, as I emerge from this pool, and I get to choose anything to do with my life in a way that makes an impact on others, that has a ripple effect, what is it? That my heart essence has a mission, has a story, has a purpose. allow that to come to you, to open up to you, to unfold to you, listening and tuning into the heart. And if any mind thoughts come in, allow them to wash away. Let's take another deep breath. Allow yourself to slowly pull yourself up out of this pond, this pool, knowing that you yourself are transformed, that you now have the power to shape and create this life, to enter it in with a new view, with a new way of being. Allowing yourself to dry off. It's easy. And to begin to walk out of the forest, walking back along this path, knowing that you can come back to this space at any time. As you exit the forest, you feel refreshed, rejuvenated. You feel more aligned with your true self, your pure self. Noticing this feeling so that you can notice what it feels like to not be in this energy as well. So that the moment you feel clouded, you feel heavy, you feel ungrounded in your purpose, that you come back to this meditation. Thank you for practicing with me today. I will be offering more of these with the subscription on Facebook. So if you subscribe, it's only 99 cents right now. So if you subscribe to that, you'll be able to have access to these. I will be doing them live to you all and leave them up for about 24 hours, and then it'll get switched over to the subscriptions so that only people with subscriptions will be able to find them. I hope that's helpful. I hope that's a great resource for you, and I look forward to seeing you more.